You are not tired, you just retired.
No. We cannot be tired.
Okay.
Yeah. And we haven't even retired.
When you say retired, what exactly do you mean? When you say retired?
You know,
it means you are not electable or you are not contesting.
No. It means we are not active in it. That we have taken, a back step, and we are watching things.
Okay.
So it's not that.
One of these fine days, someone will tell me the meaning of the word active, because when you are
active.
Yes.
You want to be alert.
Yes.
You want to, in a way, you want to be one of the doers.
Yes.
Active means that you are alert and you are not leaving anything to chance. You are not just watching. You are trying to guide.
Yes. Interesting. Today we're going into that fascinating and challenging landscape of Kenyan politics. And before we go into that, the proverb today, it says, a river that forgets its source will surely dry up. Yeah. Elaborate for us the proverb.
A river that forgets its source will dry up. Okay. Given that in real life, the river does not have a mind. It cannot. You can't talk of the river forgetting, because if there is any source, it just flows into the river. Okay, but it might mean that if you forget where you have come from, if you forget. If you lose focus of where you have come from, you won't know where you are going.
You have always be conscious of where you're coming from, who you are, what you are.
So what are you here for? Something like that.
Okay.
Umetoka asubuhi, where are you going? So I have come from home to do something.
Yes.
So that means keeping focused, I think.
That's interesting. Let's start like this. We have IEBC restructuring. The first part of this conversation will go there. But before we start talking about IEBC, I want to ask you two questions. How will you characterize the current political landscape in the country? That is the first part of the question. The second part is that those who think, me included, that the democratic space is shrinking.
We are manipulating it. It's up to us to keep it live. They have always had, those who get in power, have always wanted to shrink it. Because you do not want too much scrutiny of what you are doing.
Okay.
You want to be given the benefit of doubt that whatever you set out to do, you have thought it out well. Many times we find that you haven't actually given it a lot of thought, that you haven't seen the pitfalls that might be in your way, but you are you resist, our having to interfere too much. So there is a way people do not like to be micromanaged. They want to be given the benefit of doubt,
that
they have thought well, they are going. So the politics that we have, when you say, no, I want to pass this, because again, you cannot do anything unless it has been approved. And we have got institutions that have to approve to give you the go-ahead to effect what you plan. So you want to manipulate that particular process. That means you do not want a lot of disagreement. Because again, if you leave it to too much debate, it cuts into your time.
Yes.
You are given 5 years to do something, and you are going to take so long to get something passed. So that is why there is a tendency, you know, for those in leadership to manipulate, so that whatever they bring forward is passed in the shortest time possible.
Okay.
To allow them to effect, to turn to the electorate and say, as we promised,
Yes.
we are doing this.
So the raid to the democratic space, to the freedoms that the Constitution promises us, is simply to deliver on the promise. So it's genuine. It's you want to say that it is okay.
But those who are standing in the way of democracy, as I said, are those in leadership.
Okay.
It's not those in the opposition. Those in the opposition would want a wider democratic space.
Okay.
Because they want to contribute, they want to scrutinize what you are doing, they want to critique, they want to... But those in leadership are in a hurry because they want to be seen to be effective.
As they move like that, there is a problem because they want to remain in the gray area. They don't want black and white.
Yes, yes.
Hello, that's where everyone is, the gray area.
Everyone is
In the gray area.
in the gray area.
Very few are in the black or white.
No, many of them want to be in the black and white.
Yes. But that's
Gray areas are not comforting.
interesting. Let's go to matters IEBC.
Yeah.
IEBC, the ideals, not their realities. Every time we talk about IEBC, we're talking about electoral integrity, we're talking about transparency, we're talking about fairness, management of our electoral systems and processes. Then 2020, during Maraga's time,
Yes.
there was a new term that was introduced, verifiable.
Huh?
Verifiable.
Verifiable.
That's right. So all those words seem to be repeatedly used every other time we're talking about constituting of IEBC, management of our electoral systems. Then we have this stone called the National Tallying Center. Then we have this minister called the chairperson of the IEBC, who is the National Returning Officer. Then we have the commissioners, and then we have us, the people who vote. So that is how grave everything is. In your thinking, as we continue restructuring, what should we be thinking about, or what should the country be talking about as we focus on the preparation for the next elections?
We should be looking forward to a time when what IEBC declares as results are acceptable, are believable, that we see that what they are saying is what actually has happened. So the problem is, who can do this for us? There was a time the president alone would appoint a commission, to run the elections. Right from those days, of Montgomery, as the chief returning officer, national returning officer, all those would be manipulated because they owe allegiance to the appointing authority. So there was a time when we said, "Apana, this should stop." We said both the opposition and the ruling party should have a hand in the appointment. So you appoint your share, and let us appoint ours.
Our share.
So that they can look over each other. For me, I think that is the best. When we had that in 1997, there were very few complaints about the results. In fact,
Which actually was perfected in 2002.
Yeah, in 2002, we were continuing with that, half electoral commission, because half had been appointed by the opposition, half had been appointed by the ruling party. And then, of course, there was a chairman. Even if a chairman was appointed by the ruling party, but the commission was the one controlling him.
Yes.
So in 2002, we had the best. No one questioned the results. But
no one interfered with the process.
No one interfered with the process because they were looking over each other and saying, no, that wouldn't be right. And you have an alternate appointing authority in a way. So those that we in the opposition had appointed, of course, would know that they are responsible to us.
Yes.
So why would they leave anything done against us without reporting to us? And those others, of course, would be accountable
to the appointing
to the appointing authority, to the president. But because they were almost half, I think they did their work very well, and the results were accepted. In 2002, no one petitioned. Okay, but after that, then those who had been in the opposition, who we thought would continue with this process,
went into the government.
No, they went to the government.
And they thought
the minister for justice and constitutional affairs, Martha Karua, now told the nation, read the constitution. The prerogative for appointing the electoral commission is with the president. It's not a shared responsibility.
Having benefited from it.
But when you were in the opposition, we forced Moi to share that responsibility with us.
She benefited from it, but then she made sure that...
But maybe the mistake we had made was that we didn't put it into law. That this is how electoral commissions were going to be appointed. So they stuck to it. So at that time I was working with the Foreign Office. As a political officer at the British High Commission. So we, as a European Union, we were monitoring this. We kept pressing, Martha Karua and others, please allow the opposition to have a hand. They said no. Then we started pleading that they at least allow the deputy, who was not sickly, Gabriel Mukele, to remain, because his term was coming to an end.
Yes.
It was coming to an end, I think 31st October 2007. When that day came, we saw an Kenya Gazette, some lady had been appointed in Gabriel
Mukele's position.
Place. No, it was the commission. He had been replaced now as a commissioner, and it is the commission as a whole that would appoint the deputy. So that is how they appointed Mutu. And I think they knew what they were doing. Having suffered a loss in the referendum of
2005, so they were not taking
they didn't want to take any chance. So they appointed Mutu, and they only then they came to us to say, at least we have left Kivuitu as chairman. No, but Kivuitu was sickly. Many meetings that were called,
it was not there
by the Electoral Commission, either with the political parties' representatives or even with the foreign missions to explain to us what was going to happen. Kivuitu would not take full time with us. He would be there for maybe 1 hour, and then he would ask to be excused because he would be going to see a doctor. And Gabriel Mukele would be the one in charge. So now to leave out Gabriel Mukele, who had actually been the man hands-on all the time, now only to have Kivuitu, who didn't have much time because he was sickly, they knew what they were doing. So the effective man must have been Mutu.
And then when the declaration of that results in 2007, he actually says the results that have been given.
Yes.
They use those words exactly.
And you know, twice I called Kivuitu to a one-on-one meeting, because that is how, you know, the foreign missions work. You go and give someone, you know, the confidence that you are talking to each other and no one else will know about it. Now, Kivuitu, who actually won? And he still said, actually, I don't know. I don't know who won. So then I called my High Commissioner. Let's have a meeting with Kivuitu. Maybe he will open up to you. We went to Fairview Hotel. And Kivuitu again still, no, and he does it as if it's a joke. No, honestly, I won't know. But you announced that Kibaki had won. Yeah. So what were you announcing from? So that is the problem.
We see, now against that,
that he knew there was no group that would complain, because all these commissioners were government commissioners.
Okay.
Were ruling party commissioners. So the opposition had not shared in the appointment. So that is why they could call now all the PNU officials to State House that evening without other people knowing. And then when it was at dusk, now they swear in the president. Whatever excuses they have, they knew that they had manipulated that election.
So that led to a very expensive experience for Kenyans.
Yes.
Then 2010 Constitution came into play.
Yes.
It made provisions for IEBC. Now, we experienced that in 2013, 2017, 2022.
Again, the mistake we made was that we thought there would be people called neutral. That they will be interviewed as we are going to do.
Yes, we actually underway the interview.
That you interview and someone impresses you. You know, the man appears to know the job. But knowing the job and doing it may be different things.
Yes.
So, you know, once the fellow is in and he knows he has been given neutrality, that because he was interviewed by another body, he was not appointed by any political party, they think that people will believe them. But I think this is where we were mistaken. So when they were discussing the BBI, and they said, no, commissioners should be appointed by all parties. You know, people think, Apana, how can players appoint the ref? No, but that we had done it earlier in 97 and it had worked. In 97, in 2002, it worked.
It worked.
What has worked is what we should have adopted. Up to now, that's what I think. That we should leave this matter of interviews, someone comes and speaks very well, and but the integrity, we have got to compel them to have that integrity, and it's only by watching over them.
Yes.
We always would say,
where is their loyalty? Because whenever these commissioners come into active participation of their service, they have continuous meetings with various authorities. The appointing authority, which is now us, the Kenyans through the commission that is interviewing them, and then the ruling executive, who led by the president. Then we have foreign organizations or diplomatic representatives who want to be briefed on what's happening. So all this, according to me, they should go there with what is happening, not taking instructions from them what they should be able to do.
No, there is no sanction that us, you have said that we are appointing authorities. No, we can't be, because we are not seen by the officer, the commissioner. He does not turn and see what we think. Because we are just amorphous.
And he doesn't care about us.
No, he doesn't care about us.
Oops.
So what he may care more for is what he can get under the table for his family. And that is what I suspect many of them have done. And if they can again impress the appointing authority now constitutionally,
Yes.
the man who signed his papers,
Yes.
if they can be loyal to that one,
Everything else will be
they stand chances of having their terms extended.
extended.
Something
Or maybe getting appointments elsewhere.
But getting appointments elsewhere, as you have seen.
So what you are saying is it's very hard for us to get a trusted IEBC.
Let's get political parties appointing their people. So these people are serving, they want to serve the public, but what they want is to have a result that will be accepted easily by the people, that will be believed. So watch over each other. That's what human beings are. You do something, someone is watching you. Does he agree with you? If he says, no, I will not allow you to do that, you want to hope that it does not get too far. So you will have to
manage that at that level without letting it spilling out.
Yeah.
Whoa. You see,
but the important thing that I was thinking of also is, okay, let's have those commissioners. Let's not give them too much authority. Let's have those who are going to be returning officers. Returning officers at the lowest levels.
that's the constituency level of the constituency level.
Let them give us the results. So when we go, say, to Kapchai, which is my constituency, we want that returning officer to tell us who of the presidential candidates won the presidency in Kapchai. So he says, this one got so many. We are jotting down. Because those from the polling stations are still there also.
And they're the ones who voted.
They would say, no, Apo, you are right. Apo, no.
So if there is any dispute, it's easy to manage it at the constituency level.
So let us, when that is gazetted from the constituency level, but then we do the tallying ourselves also.
Because votes are there. If anyone is wondering why I'm not getting the right votes, votes are here. We can actually count. And at the constituency level, they are like just 50,000 of them.
Yes. In fact, I was even thinking we should just gazette every, polling station result and make that final. Even at the constituency level, we would be adding Namirama here so and so one, got so many, at Luya this one got so many, at Marobo this one got so many, at Chebukaka, etc. Then even all those are gazetted, and they are gazetted from forms that will have been signed by the presiding officer
on the ground,
and the agents
at the polling station.
We will believe them. So these are the thing of mathematics, arithmetic, all of us can do. So the one who is going to announce the results will be announcing from this. So if he says anything that you other people have also tallied, and nowadays it can be fairly fast with these computers. So it is just, no, it cannot be. You are wrong.
Now, the powers the commissioners have, and the big monster called the chairman, who the national returning officer has, should be donated to returning officers on the ground.
The returning of the chairman should be a chairman of the commission. If he is a chairman of the commission, he cannot be unilateral in whatever he does. In the last election,
he has to represent.
In the last election, Seach was unilateral. Because how can you be alone against these other commissioners? Okay?
At least they had.
And he says, I am the chairman. So you are the chairman? You know more arithmetic than these others?
What about the? But then you see,
how are you doing this?
You see the questions which we should also overcome.
Yeah.
Is if the chairman is the person equivalent to the High Court judge or Supreme Court judge, then the vice chairman is a Mamamboga. So you can see that gap.
You know, the vice chairman should also have the same qualifications
as the chairman.
No, because vice means when the chairman is not there, you can take over.
Yes.
If we had any reason for putting qualifications for the chairman,
then the same
the same should have. Otherwise, how does she or how does he assume the chairmanship when he does not have the qualifications that we have put down in law?
And then, if you are a commissioner, then you must also be fit to be the chairman. So the qualifications must be at par.
No, for commissioners, if we lower them, we are preventing. I mean, we will prevent them from taking over as chairman. But the one who will be vice chairman
must be able,
must have the same qualifications as the chairman. Because we know that if anything happens to the chairman, whatever the reason, this one, the vice, will take over.
Kivuitu and the Mukele combination was good.
Yes.
Because in the absence of Kivuitu, Mukele will do it.
Yeah, and Mukele had the same qualifications with the Kivuitu.
But Chebukati and his deputies had a problem.
Yeah, but I don't know why they relaxed on that one. Because they should actually have the same qualifications. So one is now performing the work of chairman, but the other is following him up. So should anything happen so that he falls off, so should anything happen, he takes over. So it was a mistake.
Now, going forward, because like where we are now, much as the exercise is going on, but what we see them doing is most likely going to be more of the same that we've been used to. Are they going to recreate a Chebukati commission or something totally different?
Yeah, we have the time. I think people should think a little more about this. We have the time to introduce amendments that were proposed in the BBI. You know, they demonized the BBI for political purposes.
Yes.
When they were saying, oh no, you want to create these jobs for the boys, we do not want that, the economy is more important. That was all politics. There was little that was wrong with the proposals that were in the BBI, especially regarding the Electoral Commission. So we should now rethink. Let's have the chairman, yes, as it is now.
Yes.
It may be the urgent thing, but we still have time to make those proposals and say, okay, let's expand the Electoral Commission, maybe from so many people to maybe up to 18. Let's have half appointed this through this system, then half appointed by the political parties.
And then
those will be
those amendments should also mandate that returning officer at the constituency level.
Yes.
Let's put it at the constituency level.
Yes,
because
we want to announce so that we keep waiting. If so and so has, if candidate A has won the presidency in Kandui,
yes,
we are waiting. What does Mount Elgon say?
Yes.
Who has won the presidency there?
Yes.
Who has won the presidency in Webuye East?
Yes.
Who has won the presidency in Webuye West? So we keep, That is how they do it in America. You wait. Ohio, who has won? So and so. Okay, what about Arizona? Who has won? So and so. What about that? So you keep building until you have a problem maybe in Florida.
So when there is a problem concerning one constituency, it doesn't have to take the whole country with it.
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Do you think we are able to get to that kind of understanding? Do you think the current political class, both in the opposition and the government, are willing to go that direction?
You know, many of them are deceitful. Many of them will be calculating their chances for the impending, general election. So they will oppose something because it does not help their chances in the election that is only a few years away. But that's why I think for any proposal that we have, referendum would be the best. Because people, if people can be asked, vote on this. Let those who oppose it for whatever reason oppose it, but let those who support it, let them support it, but let them go to the people so that we decide. Because I think even in the BBI case, if that BBI had gone to the referendum, up to now I have not appreciated why the Supreme Court thought that the BBI was flawed because the proposal appeared to have come from the president. The president, being a citizen, could propose, okay? But the people who are going to decide were we, the people. So they were going to persuade us, and there were those who were going to oppose it. But the final choice should be left to us. But that is when it is a popular. That is when it's a popular process.
You see, that is not the only problem we have with people in the offices. Either the president, the governor, the MP. Because, for example, the president has a brother or a daughter or a wife.
Correct.
These people are meant not to have their own mind. Because today, if the president, for some reason, may not even be involved, okay, and his daughter goes through the application process and qualifies for an appointment, we will still say he's giving his daughter this. Why can't he give someone else? So the issue that it came from the president, so the president must remain the president with his household. And whatever he says should also be treated as such without everyone else. A lot of things we are not really being honest when we discuss them. Because that the president came up with the proposal, then it's wrong, as in, what makes it wrong?
That is what beats me up to now. I have never appreciated that final ruling. That everything else was okay. Even when they were talking of basic structures, Murwatetu case, whatever they were quoting. At the Supreme Court, they say, no, there is nothing like basic structure. Then, finally, they say, no, but the process, a popular process cannot be started by the president. It should be started by a common mwananchi. A common mwananchi. It is like saying, no, it's not supposed to be done. Because the president must also be thinking about how can we improve this thing. So if he makes a proposal, let him then leave it to us to decide. So that's why we would have the referendum. Let him make the proposal.
Then the referendum decides. Like we did in 2005.
That is it.
There was the constitution which we needed
the president brought that work of bill.
Yes.
Okay.